Senator Carper, thanks so much for joining us. I wonder, just until a few days ago, this deal was considered dead in the water. How did it come together at this late hour?
Yeah, there's the testimony to never giving up. I didn't give up. My staff on the Environment and Public Works Committee never gave up. We continue to negotiate with Senator Manchin, not just on methane emissions reductions, but on broader aspects of it. We work with our caucus. We work with Senator Schumer, to his credit and that of his staff, and really to Joe Manchin, to find the middle, find a way to not only address climate change in very real and meaningful ways, but to do so in ways that create a lot of jobs and economic opportunity. It's paid for, it's deficit neutral, and it's going to be helping us. Actually, it's on inflation, it's actually helpful in combating inflation. So it's an amazing development. Just thrilled to have been a part of it.
So Senator Manchin's support, of course, key here. It is not clear yet whether Kyrsten Sinema or even Bernie Sanders are on board. Are you confident that Democrats have the votes, all the votes necessary to get this through?
Yeah, defeat is not an option here. We've got to prevail, and this is common sense. It's all good stuff. Again, deficit neutral, works on inflation, puts people to work, covers folks for health care, brings down prescription prices. Who would not be for that?
The Washington Post is reporting that Larry Summers was key here in speaking to Manchin to convince him that this package is not inflationary. Can you explain to folks at home how spending these many hundreds of billions of dollars will not be inflationary, given the record-breaking inflation that we have right now?
Well, actually, in this case, some of the earlier spending a year or two ago was not paid for, was deficit spending. This is actually paid for. This is fully offset in ways that I think make a lot of sense. God bless Larry Summers, one of the best economists we've got in the country, maybe in the world. And I want to thank him personally for reaching out to Senator Manchin and just giving him a little bit of economics 101, inflation 101. I think it was enormously helpful.
You mentioned methane emissions, and that is a key part of this package here, controlling those from the oil and gas industry. I wonder, does this meet U.S. climate commitments made by President Biden in Scotland last year?
If you put the entire package together, which includes tax credits with respect to promoting clean hydrogen, green hydrogen, tax credits that promote advanced nuclear tax credits that are actually designed to fight climate change. You put it all together, it's a comprehensive package. Not just one thing, it's all those different things. And the other thing, the Federal Reserve until recently has been AWOL, absent without leave with respect to inflation. They're all into it now. And so what you have is you've got a great infrastructure package, which is now being implemented all over across the country. You've got this legislation, which is designed to go after climate change, but in ways that actually complement job creation. And we've got the Federal Reserve weighing in on monetary policy. You put all that together, it's a great package.
Republicans are now threatening to torpedo the CHIPS bill, which had reached bipartisan agreement here. I wonder, do you believe they'll follow through on that? And how should Democrats respond? Should they risk this reconciliation bill to save the CHIPS package?
I don't think we have to do one or the other. Republicans are smart. They were good to come and work with us on the CHIPS legislation, and they are good. I think at the end of the day, they'll basically do the right thing. And there's a lot of good people on that side of the aisle as well. We'll be working with them closely, just as we did on our side with Senator Manchin and his team.
You've seen, I believe, that this morning new economic statistics are out showing that the U.S. economy did shrink during the second quarter by just under 1%. That by traditional definitions would mean 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, which means recession in the minds of some, although I know that other economists will look at a number of indicators. I just wonder, you speak to voters in your state all the time. Is the U.S. in recession?
Yeah, I already speak to a lot of them tonight. I'm going to go to the Delaware State Fair, and we're going to have a lot of good news to share with them. If you look at job creation numbers, we get those every month from the Department of Labor. Each of the last 3, 4, 5 months, we've seen something like 400, 300, 400, 500,000 jobs created a month. And I think on that front, we're doing just fine. And the infrastructure bill, which is still being implemented, in the legislation that we're hopefully going to pass here in the next several days, there's plenty of stimulus to keep the economy moving. The difference here, though, is that it's paid for. We're not just adding it to the deficit, fully offset in ways that I think make a lot of sense.
Senator Tom Carper, thanks so much for taking the time this morning.
Thanks so much. See you at the State Fair.
State Fair sounds fun.